has been made of the relationship between Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and U.S. President Donald Trump. At this morning's signing ceremony, the two leaders appeared somewhat cordial with a few seemingly awkward moments. And here to break those down for us is body language expert Mark Bowden. So Mark, let's start with this signing ceremony. So we're going to show this to you. We saw Prime Minister Trudeau there, the only leader not holding up the signed agreement. So we saw the Prime Minister only one not holding up the signed agreement. What do you make of that?
Well, this is a piece of choreography that can often go wrong. And so that he didn't hold it up, yes, a lot of people may be saying, is he trying to make a statement around this? Well, it may be, there's some ideas that maybe something was signed in the wrong place, and therefore he was protecting the people seeing that. That's a possibility. There is a possibility he's making a statement. We really need to know a lot more. Certainly
So this is what we're talking about. So you see there, the President of Mexico, President Trump, they're holding it up, and then...
But he's clapping at the same time, so he's still applauding this. Although he hasn't held it up for whatever reason, he's still applauding it. There's still agreement. He nods his head during it. He's not doing a disagreement about it simply because he's not holding it up.
Okay, so there also seemed to be a bit of a weird handshake between Trump and Trudeau. What did you think of that?
Well, what happened in the handshake is that Trump grabbed Trudeau's wrist to make sure he had to do that handshake. Now, whether it's out the side of his eye, he saw that Trudeau wasn't holding it up, doesn't know why he's holding it and isn't holding it up, goes, well, you're certainly going to shake my hand. That's a big possibility. Certainly Trump can be relatively aggressive around his handshakes. We know that.
We do know that. All right, so President Trump spoke off the top of the ceremony, and here is a bit of that.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. I'm honored to be here with President Enrique Peña Nieto, become a great friend of Mexico, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who has also become a great friend. This has been a battle, and battles sometimes make great friendships, so it's really terrific. With our signatures today, we will formally declare the intention of our three countries to replace NAFTA with the USMCA.
All right. So the reason why, what I should have told our viewers is, as Trump was speaking, if you could look at Trudeau's reaction to that, the U.S. president basically saying, we've had a lot of battles, but we've become great friends. And, you don't want to necessarily make too much of this, but there was not a beaming smile from Justin Trudeau.
No, not a beaming smile at all. There's a smile there where the eyes don't truly smile. They narrow kind of painfully, rather than that narrowing that produces a sense of pleasure. And also you see a slight sour taste in the mouth of Trudeau, that feeling of you just kind of sucked a lemon. It's very, very small. So, yeah, I don't think it is a true smile of pleasure around being there.
And Justin Trudeau smiles a lot. I mean, he is someone that is known to smile. So is that a telling moment when you see something like that?
Well, I think he's probably purposely staying a little bit deadpan throughout this. He is somebody who smiles a lot. I think he'll be not smiling pretty much on purpose there.
Interesting. Okay, so we have one other moment that we wanted to play, which was a moment between Russia's president and the Saudi crown prince. And you can see it, we're going to show this there, I think. So, wow, I mean, that is, smiles, that's very warm. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so that's interesting. So that handshake where you go up in the air, which Putin initiates, that's a celebratory gesture. Then he gives the Saudi prince the upper hand there, and then there's a clasp gesture sealing that. And then what you don't notice so much is they then shake hands under the table afterwards in a more traditional manner. It's actually quite an extraordinary thing. You don't usually see three different handshakes all in one, okay? And we're not expecting that that celebratory handshake. Now, what's it about? I don't know what they're celebrating. I mean, we'd have to ask them, what's that about? But certainly this is very, very different for two world leaders to do these three different handshakes in a row. Putin initiates it. It's quite extraordinary.
And, I mean, that looks like a sign that they like each other.
They're getting on well and something is being celebrated. Now, what that is, it could be something one just said to the other. It could be something around something they've done together. I just don't know. We need more data. But certainly, it's very different.
So we are also awaiting the G20 family photo, and that will include the spouses, and there are usually some interesting moments there, right?
Well, for sure. So, you know, when we see the family of leaders, we're really kind of looking at what does the whole family of a country think of each other.
This is earlier when it was just the leaders, so you can see this, but now it's when the spouses will join them.
Well, so there's more complications there always. Of course, everybody's well trained to get on, just as they're well trained to take a good photograph in groups. But of course, you know, the relationships can leak out.
Mark, very interesting. Thank you very much. That was body language expert Mark Bowden joining me here in studio. You're watching CBC News Network. We're back in a moment.